My name is Tom McDonald, and I'm here on behalf of Pinal Partnership Open Space and Trails Committee to tell you about some of the great open spaces we have here in Pinal County and some of the things we can all do to make sure that they're taken care of well into the future. I'm here as a volunteer with the Pinal Partnership Open Space and Trails Committee because I love these places and I want to do my part to make sure that we're working together as a community to protect them for the long term. The Pinal Partnership is a great forum for bringing people together to do just that. The partnership is a coalition of community, business, nonprofits, education, and government leaders whose goal is to unite community growth efforts in the county. Part of the Open Space and Trails Committee's mission is to make sure that Pinal County's Open Space and Trails Master Plan is implemented, and that it includes the input and support of folks like you who have a stake in our great outdoors. Pinal County is special, blessed with a treasure trove of resources. Arizona school children are taught about the 5 C's of our state: copper, cotton, citrus, cattle, and climate. And Pinal County can lay claim to all. We have a rich historical and cultural legacy and a bountiful natural environment. It includes the saguaro forest of the Sonoran Desert, isolated mountain range islands with unique ecosystems that are surrounded by lowland desert seas, spectacular plants and animals like the Gila monster, the roadrunner, saguaro and prickly pear, and water resources that are the lifeblood for it all. We're here to celebrate these great assets and to talk about how we can be good stewards of them. Let's take a quick look at 4 of these great places, ones we know and love and that are already protected. The Superstition Wilderness Area. The Arizona National Scenic Trail. Picacho Peak State Park. And Aravaipa Canyon Wilderness. But there are other places that people love to visit and are important for sustaining our water, wildlife, and recreational opportunities that are not currently protected. We're going to take a look at 6 of these. The first group of 3 begins with the Superstition Foothills, the area north of US 60, east of Gold Canyon, and south of the Superstition Wilderness. The Superstition Area Land Trust has been working to conserve these lands for over 20 years because they are rich in springs and streams with their associated riparian areas, in cultural resources, and in high-value habitat for wildlife. Unfortunately, these are almost exclusively state trust lands, which by Arizona state constitution are not conserved but must be sold to the highest bidder at auction. Although we seem to have a lot of open space in Pinal County, the reality is most of it is state trust land and therefore up for sale. Second is our Army National Guard bases, like Pinal County's Florence Military Reservation, Silver Bell Heliport, and Rittenhouse Training Area. Military facilities like these are part of the fabric of our communities, a source of jobs and a point of pride. In addition, the military's operations across Arizona contribute a whopping $9 billion to the state's economy. But sustaining this economic impact requires continued vigilance. Today's military operations occur in a complex environment and must compete with other uses of the landscape, natural resource management, and increased population. Encroachments on open space surrounding these installations have the potential to impact the training and mission readiness of our troops, increase conflicts, or even lead to closures. Buffers need to be created and managed as zones of transition and cooperation between bases and surrounding stakeholders. And the third is the lower San Pedro River. The San Pedro is one of the last major undammed rivers in the Southwest. Its corridor is home to more than 100 species of breeding birds and more than 250 migratory birds. 2/3 of all bird diversity in the U.S. as well as numerous species of reptiles, amphibians, fish, and mammals. Much of the Pinal County section has been declared a globally important bird area and has become a premier birding destination. In addition to providing critical habitat for species like the endangered southwestern willow flycatcher, the river supports ranching and farming in irrigated open space. Good stewardship practice helps to protect natural resources and keep farm families on the land, which in turn allows for a more diverse and sustainable agricultural economy. This shows that in addition to the recreational opportunities and natural values all these places provide, there are definite economic benefits that come from having such an incredible landscape well taken care of. Tourists come here and spend their money. Local property values are enhanced by access to these places. Local businesses are able to attract a high-quality workforce because people want to live, work, and play here. There are even measurable healthcare savings when people get outside and exercise. But change is coming. Here was Pinal County's population in 2010, and here is where it's projected to be in 2025, then 2050. That's a lot more people who want to enjoy our county's great outdoors, but it's only part of the picture. Population growth in adjacent counties is also putting tremendous pressure on our open spaces, since many of these folks choose to recreate in Pinal County as a matter of convenience. To avoid our open spaces being loved to death, we need to manage and protect what we have and ensure that future generations, our kids and grandkids, will have access to the same opportunities. Thankfully, Pinal County had the foresight to create an Open Space and Trails Master Plan in 2007. The plan is ambitious, reflecting the views of citizens like you as well as land use professionals. At public meetings, residents repeatedly spoke about their desire for more regional parks and open spaces for hiking, rock climbing, and all the other things we love to do out in nature. The plan proposes specific places and actions to fulfill those needs, and these have been added to the county's comprehensive plan for our future. Its emphasis is on interconnecting open spaces, trails, and regional parks for people and wildlife, and encouraging county-wide cooperation in the planning process. In 2013, the county created an Open Space and Trails Department, and in 2014 added a Citizens Advisory Commission. It will take joint effort by all parties, including the general public, to ensure that plans that are currently on paper are actually funded and implemented, and to maximize public benefit for the county's regional parks, trails, and open space. Now we're ready to get back to the last 3 of the 6 unprotected, high-priority places we've been highlighting. The first of these is the Tortolita Mountains, bridging Pinal and Pima counties. There are 36 miles of trails that showcase classic desert vistas, rugged ridges, and diverse wildlife habitat, as well as petroglyphs dating from 1100 to 1450 AD, and historic ruins like this ranch building. You can also see wild horses and an unusual number of crested saguaros. Many trails start in Pima County or the town of Marana, but are intended to lead into Pinal County, where planning is currently underway. On the western side of the county, we have the Palo Verde Mountains Vehicle Wash area. The Palo Verde Mountains provide the nearest place for folks from the city of Maricopa to experience the natural desert. The Vehicle Wash is a major wildlife corridor and a heavily used recreation destination for OHV enthusiasts, recreational shooters, and equestrians. It floods at least once a year, as you can see here. Large sections of the mountains and the wash are included in a proposed new regional park. This would ensure public access while helping to protect the resource and put a brake on illegal activities like the dumping of trash and tires. Lastly, let's take a look at the Gila River. The Gila originates in America's first designated wilderness area, the Gila Wilderness in New Mexico. There are 570 miles of the Gila in Arizona, but only about 160 flow year-round as it drains nearly 60,000 square miles of an arid desert. Like most of our waterways, the Gila's natural ecosystem is threatened by increasing competition for water, by drought, and by climate change. Before European exploration began, the Gila was the lifeblood for complex agricultural societies for 2,000 years. It remains a vital resource for natural ecosystems, agriculture, and recreation today. These places remind us, invite us, and need us to be good stewards of Pinal County's open space and trails, today and into the future. As the population of users rises, so must the intensity and scale of our stewardship efforts. Whether they be desert cleanups or the conservation work of generations of local ranchers, farmers, and sportsmen. We need to protect our land and water, wildlife habitat, and access while the opportunities still exist. Above all, play, explore, and celebrate the beautiful places we've seen here for yourself. Whether you hit the trails on foot, by bicycle, on horseback, or in motorized vehicles, please do so responsibly and with respect for nature and your fellow travelers. Or try a change of pace, a picnic in a neighborhood park, some nature photography, a relaxed drive, or a dark skies event. Once you've experienced these places for yourself, please help us spread the word so that Pinal County's open space can continue to sustain our quality of life, our economy, and our natural treasures.